Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Rangers Respite, and I'm Philip. I did that out of order today. Today, I have a really cool review, mainly because I just really like this whiskey. Spun the wheel on Wednesday, and the result that we got is KO Distilling's Bare Knuckle Straight Rye Whiskey. This is bottled at 45% alcohol by volume or 90 proof. Um, It is aged 36 months, and this was bottled July 22nd, 2020, which means that this bottle is 5 years old. I do not believe that I've had it for that long. Some points of interest: this is 100% Virginia grown rye. Um, it is aged in new charred oak barrels uh, per standards for the type. Got to figure out a way to like really highlight these bottles beside me so that they're more obvious. But I'll figure that out later. I've already got some in the glass. And amusingly, I'm using my Kentucky Creek glass. Oh, come on, focus on the glass. Close enough. On the nose. It's so good. It's got a little bit of funk, a little bit of sweetness. Like like a good fresh pumpernickel slice. And it's got that little bit of sweetness, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of like that, like on the nose, a little bit of that like spicy bite, that herbaceousness, the star anise, fennel, um, caraway seed, a little bit of cinnamon, cloves, and cardamom. 36 months old, 3 years old. There are whiskeys that sit for 6, 7 years that don't have this nice, beautiful bouquet on the nose. There's some a little bit of like floralness that's like sits around the edge. It's a very beautiful, rich nose. On the palate, it delivers on that nose. It is a lightly delicate rye. It's not the same kind of funky, throw you around, heavy flavors rye that Kentucky Creek is. Kentucky Creek being another 100% Virginia grown rye whiskey. But it does have some commonality. That rich spice. Mm. On the palate, there's a little bit of like raisiny, like you wouldn't make rum, you wouldn't make rye raisin bread. It just wouldn't really work, I don't think. But there's this very nicely integrated, like grape skin, green vegetal note that really is reminiscent of raisins. That just sits across the palate. It's very nice. It mingles well with those baking spices and that like little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla. I don't know if I'm conveying this properly, but I really like this stuff. This is one of my favorites. When people ask me for a rye recommendation from Virginia, it goes Kentucky Creek, KO Distilling Rye, other stuff. Oh, beautiful. I really like this stuff. This has been a nice little I don't want to say cap to the week, but this is definitely looking up. Starting to look up from this week. The finish isn't very long, but it lingers for a little while. There's a little bit of oiliness that clings. I'd say it's about towards the longer end of mid-length. It's got that nice greenery, that fennel, a little bit of menthol that comes in towards the end. A little bit of barrel tannic that hits on the edges of the palate just then. Like corners of the mouth as the finish is wafting up. It's just very nice stuff. This is an excellent rye for sipping, I would say. Coming back to the nose, there's just a hint more of that like little menthol edge that it's on the finish, which is interesting because that's not a note that I've gotten off of this before. Now, before I finish that glass, I always ask and answer 3 questions. The first being, do I like it? Absolutely. I love this stuff. I really love this stuff. I'm a big fan of everything that Bare Knuckle produces that I have tried thus far. So far, I've not had anything from them that's been a whiff, but it's very good stuff. 2, do I think it's a good value? Yes. It's a little bit more expensive than, say, Jim Beam or Jack Daniels, but in my personal opinion, it is worth every penny of its cost. It's in the I believe the $40 to $45 range. It's beautiful stuff. It is fantastic. It's good for sipping, good for cocktails. It is a rye that I'm happy to give to people that I know aren't really big rye drinkers, if that makes sense. It's just genuinely very good, solid stuff. And while there are other things at the price point that I would say, excuse me, are roughly on par, there are very few things at that price point that I would say you should go for over this. In fact, I'd say that this punches well into the $50 to $55 price range if you like rye whiskey. Third question. Sorry, it's 1, 2, and third question. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. If you like rye whiskey, if you are a bourbon drinker looking for a more classically rye dram that isn't the very weird dill or menthol heavy MGP stuff, Bare Knuckle is the first place that you should try. It, like I said, it's not the like swinging at you with a hammer, sort of funky, powerful flavor rye like Catoctin Creek, but it is beautiful stuff. It is filled with great rye flavor, and it is genuinely one of my favorite rye whiskeys to drink. With all that out of the way, just really quick, a little bit of self promotion. If you like this channel, if you like my reviews, or you like the Single Malt Frontier, which is the show that I co-host with my friend Doug, where we explore the edge of innovation in American whiskey, specifically looking at American Single Malt Whiskey, the newest standard of identity recognized by the TTB. One of the ways that you can support us is by purchasing a pen. This is a pen made from a French oak cognac cask stave. That French oak cognac cask was used to age cognac for about 30 years and then was used to finish a peated American single malt whiskey in the Pacific Northwest. I can't give you any more details than that because, unfortunately, the master distiller who got these staves to me could not get her marketing department to okay me saying where they're from. That said, if you know, you know, and you know exactly how cool these pens are. There's a link to them in the description down below. It takes you to Etsy. I'm the Ranger's Respite on Etsy. Proceeds from the sales of those pens go to making sure that this show and my continued involvement in the single malt frontier continues. On the 18th of this month, I will be competing in Freedom Malt's Blind Sample Showdown. It's going to be a great show. I did confirm with Germ that nobody has scored 0 points yet. So if I don't score any points at all, I'm still making a record. As always, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like. Share it with your friends who might be looking for a new rye whiskey. Subscribe to the channel to see more. And if you have tried bare knuckle products and you like them, tell me about it in the in the comments down below. Instead of spinning the Lost Lantern wheel to see what I'm reviewing next, because fun fact, we have a schedule. I'm just going to tell you what we're looking at tomorrow. Yeah, it's a gold label from Lost Lantern, so you know that that's damn good stuff. This is the 11-year-old Sautern Cask Aged Single Malt from 888 Distillery on Nantucket. Yeah, Nantucket, not whatever I said last weekend. I was having a really off week. I'm sorry. So if you're looking forward to that, and I know that I am, and yeah, I finally have my bottle. If you're looking forward to that, and I know that I am, stay tuned for tomorrow's show. Until next time, stay happy, stay geeks, Stancha.